All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We have a deck. I'll go through the first part of it, and then Amy will tell me when she's taken over if I don't catch that stopping point. So thank you all for attending today. Appreciate it, and we'll get into this here. So this is a Poway Chamber of Commerce Maximize Your Membership presentation. I'm Mike Leland, the president of the Poway Chamber, and we also have on staff Amy, our marketing, our membership coordinator. Is that your correct title?
Membership services, but
membership
yeah,
services. That's
we
right.
wear several hats. So
yes, we do. All right. There we go. So welcome and introductions. This is our 2021 Board of Directors. Brian Pepin with the Lincoln Club of San Diego is the board chair. Nita Edmondson, GVCA immediate past chair. John Couvret, David Sacuti, Cynthia Elizondo, Linda Goycochea, David Guzman, Scott Levin, Marla Martin, Steve Martin, no relation, Dan Meyer, Anil Patel, Nuno Perez, Ken Post, Michelle Rosenland, and Craig Ruiz with the city of Poway. Best contact too, we'll probably have this in here somewhere, chamber@poway.com. We'll always get you to the staff. And I'm Mike at poway.com, and Amy is Amy, as you see it spelled there, at poway.com. Here we go. Here is our staff that I'm so proud to lead officially as of January 1st. I am the president. Christina Cunningham, office manager. Actually, it's going to be, that title will be changing slightly. Amy Wilcox, membership services. Jessica Bello, marketing and communications. Vision statement, the Poway Chamber. Our vision is to be the leading resource for creating a thriving business community. And our mission statement is to strengthen prosperity for members and the business community by providing leadership, education, and advocacy. In a national study by the Shapiro Group, 57% of consumers who are told that a business is a chamber member are more likely to think positively of its local reputation. 59% when doing business to business, decision makers are more likely to buy goods or services from a company that is a member of the local Chamber of Commerce. And finally, 63% of consumers are more likely to buy goods and services in the future from a company that is a member of the local Chamber of Commerce. Just some of the chamber benefits, and I'm not going to read all of these. Can you all see them there well on your screens? Yeah. All right. So advocacy, networking, promotion, and education and leadership. And so we're really working hard on all of these. And we've kept everything going, you know, on the networking side. During COVID, we're keeping everything going virtually. I think it's a real good habit to check the calendar at poway.com. Not only are there all the chamber events on there, but we do have highlights for members who wanted to get events, webinars, seminars, auctions, things that are important and legitimate events. They can submit that and we'll approve them and get them on the calendar. And then you can also filter that calendar. I think we'll be showing that later on, where you can actually filter the calendar to just chamber events or whatever you want. So events on the poway.com website, you can find everything going on, and we've kept everything going during COVID with the one exception of ribbon cuttings. We did one of those, snuck one of those in at Soapy Joe's car wash, but everything else we've kept going in, and we've even added some stuff like a happy hour. We just added a virtual happy hour for Friday, January 22nd. So we invite you to check that out, go to the calendar, get that Zoom link, and hopefully join us for a beverage and some speed networking and fun Friday evening, January 22nd. We have another one coming in here. As you can see, the advocacy, we have our government affairs committee, and a lot that's been going on behind the scenes. And what's really nice there is that we do have a great collaboration with the city of Poway, and we're really so lucky to be here and to work closely with the city and to have a city that supports local businesses and that's really not looking to give anybody a hard time, and really just supporting the businesses in any way that they can. And so, whereas a lot of the chambers have been hammering on the city and sending them, you know, strong letters, we haven't had the need or desire to do that because of our close collaboration with the city and with them being very supportive of the business community. You know, that being said, we are interested in hearing if there's ways that that you think that the chamber can advocate for you or your business or businesses in general. We are happy to take that to the city and have those discussions as well. Education, leadership, promotions. We got the golf tournament coming up. We had a fun Play 9 and Dine that we also snuck in during COVID that was really successful, and we're going to be adding that as a regular item. We're going to have 2 or 3 of those a year, all the time going forward. So stay tuned for that. And we got our big golf tournament registration is open for our golf tournament on April 16th. Just a little bit on the value of membership, making connections. And I will read these because I can't necessarily expect you to read these. Make connections to new business and key resources with our coffee club. Again, all the events on the calendar, lunch and learns, connection groups, mixers, access to Small Business Development Center, PUSD, career and technical education, and other business partners. Gain visibility in the community through online and printed directories, email blasts, member spotlights, ribbon cuttings, Spring Family Festival, event sponsorship. Most of that's still going on. Really looking to get obviously our street fair. That's the biggest thing that we're not able to do right now. And it's currently scheduled for March, and we have a meeting tomorrow. Probably, unfortunately, having to push that again, but lots of good stuff that we can do, and we're doing whatever we can. The value of membership builds credibility with customers. Maximize your positive chamber affiliation with free online and printed directory listings, chamber member email, an event badge, website badge, event sponsorships, and more. And be part of a community that gives back with building a strong local economy, supporting nonprofits and good causes, especially through our new nonprofit committee, and creating the best place to live, work, play, and do business. And then the backside of the flyer, just a little bit more about connections. 85% of people say in-person meetings and conferences let them build more meaningful business relationships, or on Zoom as well. Visibility. Poway Chamber web directory attracts over 60,000 searches annually. Do you know, Amy? I think we have it probably I think we have it later in the presentation. That number's actually gone up a lot. And credibility. Again, as we talked about, people are more likely to purchase from a chamber member. And the community. Poway Chamber is 100% committed to supporting those living, working, and serving in the community. One of the best ways to get involved, probably the best way to get involved, also can be a precursor towards eventually being a board member, if that's something that you may want to do, is to join a committee. Our committees are thriving right now, and one of the things that I'm most proud of, current committees are ambassadors, education, government affairs, health and wellness, membership and marketing, nonprofit, and other ad hoc committees as well. Committees allow you to collaborate with other members to support the vision and mission of the chamber, contribute your expertise in a meaningful way, build a stronger network and relationships with members based on trust and experience, and it's fun. You really do get to develop great relationships, as well as able to have an impact, as well as an input into the chamber and your business community. Educational presentations include opportunities for educational webinars, lunch and learns, meeting presentations, and panel discussions. A great example of this is with our coffee club. We have one coming up Thursday, where we have a member doing a little presentation and leading that discussion. And I now have 4 different presenters rotating through that. So coffee club's a fun one as well. And and demonstrate your expertise to potential customers and clients. So that if you do have that and there's something you want to contribute, please let me know, and we'll figure out, if we can fit you in as a coffee club, or if you sponsor a mixer, you also get a chance to present a little bit. Or David Guzman with the education committee is looking for content providers as well, and provide valuable information and solutions to common challenges. What information do you have that others need? Let us know, and we'll figure out how to get you worked in. Free opportunities that come with your membership: free member directory listing and business information page with links, approximately 60,000 searches annually. I think it's a little higher than that now. Ribbon cuttings, often attended by city reps. Can't wait to have those again in person. Local and member only deals, also posted on social media. On Facebook, we have a members only group, and also news release to chamber members. Member spotlight on the website. I know Kamisha's been on there. It was great to see you on there when you were a brand new member. And so please go on there, look at the existing one. You click read more and read through that. And then when you're done, you'll have the opportunity to put yourself in there. And we're rotating that through about every couple of weeks now. And you can see the past people on there too. So that's a really neat feature there. And you can also display business cards in the chamber office. Hopefully we are going to be officially reopening our office soon. And then for a small investment, as I just touched on, sponsorship opportunities, we have $100 rollover sponsor for every monthly mixer, which again, we're still having that mixer every month virtually. And that all rolls over at the end of the year if no one's won. Otherwise, $100 a month. And if a member who is randomly drawn is not present, it rolls over to the next month. Prize donation recognition, sponsorship of larger events like the golf tournament. We still have most of our big sponsors open. So if you are interested or know someone who is, please direct them to the golf tournament registration page. And those sponsorships are very important for the chamber and for accomplishing everything that we want and need to accomplish. Again, we talked about the e-blast from $75 to $125 sent to a database of more than 2,400, or host a mixer. We will be lining that up and rescheduling those in-person mixers again just as soon as we can. It's your best investment. Attend the virtual meetings right now and events, and get involved. The biggest reason if people don't renew is they don't get involved, right? And so it is a two-way street. I want your input and your feedback, but you also got to do your part, right? And thank you for attending today. But those attending today in person or looking at this later on YouTube, you're making that step of getting involved, learning, and the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it for sure. Here we go. The annual Mickey Cafagna Memorial Golf Classic. Amy's got the new date up there, April 16th, 2021. Again, registration and sponsorship is all now open, as well as we are looking for raffle prizes. So if you want to donate a prize, love
Drawing
that.
prizes.
Drawing, an opportunity drawing prize. Thank you. Yeah. Get the correct terminology there for all the legal folks rewatching this. Opportunity drawing prize. And a portion of the proceeds from this year's tournament will be donated to Powpack Community Theater. We always have a charity as a beneficiary of the tournament. For those who don't know Mickey and his legacy, the Mickey Cafagna Memorial Golf Classic was established in honor of Mickey Cafagna, former mayor of Poway. He was one of the most loved and respected elected officials in Poway, and distinguished himself by his thoughtful leadership and enthusiastic support of numerous nonprofit organizations. The Poway Americana Festival is a free regional event street fair that attracts over 10,000 participants from the greater San Diego area and beyond, which you can see there with the size of it, and with us really wanting to do it properly, why we've not been able to do that for a little while, which we hope to end this summer. There we go. Thanks, Amy. Good job. Summer 2021 to be determined. Sponsorship opportunities, great food and live music, main and community stages, over 200 plus vendors and booth space available. We are accepting registration. If you're interested in that, let us know. Otherwise, stay tuned for more on that. Here's just a couple quick examples of the e-blasts. You can put this together real simple, one page, get it over to Jessica at Poway.com. She'll send you back a cool pay link to pay your money, unless you've earned a free one by referring a member, which we will talk about, and then get that email out to that e-blast out to that database of more than 2,400 emails. Sponsorship opportunities. We're revamping this slightly. Christina and I are in the process of redoing this, but you get the point here. There's lots of ways. Look right over here, time, talent, or treasure. Everybody's got something to offer, and we're here to take it. And this is the treasure part. So many different ways here. Again, the rollover sponsor. Hey, coffee club sponsor, love to have one of those. Connections group, all kinds of different ways. So if you're interested or know someone who is, please send them our way. Every different way to get involved, from large to small. Questions. I think this is probably where I stop and turn it over to Amy, and she'll tell me when to do the next page. But first of all, do we have any questions at this point? No questions. All right. Next section, how to use your online tools. This you, Amy?
This is me.
All right, take it away.
All right. So I'll just kind of reintroduce myself. Again, my name's Amy. I think I've probably communicated with all of you to some degree, and my focus is on membership services, but like we said, we all kind of work as a team and wear other hats when needed. So you can always reach out to me, Amy, AIMEE, at Poway.com. So what I want to talk about today are the online tools that you have access to. Mike did a great job kind of reviewing the benefits of membership with the Poway Chamber, but I wanted to focus on how you actually use the tools. And so probably the most valuable tool you have is what we call your member portal or your member information center. And this is kind of like your online account. So the way you get there is you go to Poway.com. Poway.org is the city. So we're at Poway.com, and in the top right corner, you see a link to log in. So when you click that, we'll go to the next slide. You'll get a prompt to log in. So some people get a little stuck here. Usually the username is the email you used when you set up the account. If you don't remember the password, you can always use the link to reset it. Now, there may be some reasons you can't access the account. Maybe somebody else created it and you haven't been added yet, or you set it up with a different email. So if you have problems, just reach out to us, send us an email, and we'll see if we can't get you reset so that you can log in. All right, so once you're logged in, we'll go to the next slide. This is what your homepage is going to look like. And I know this is a really busy page, so just bear with me. I'm going to go around clockwise. And it's kind of, if you look at it, it's very similar to something that you might see on like LinkedIn or Facebook. You've got your buttons across the top. So this is your home page. You've got the directory, which is the directory of all the different members. And we're going to come back to these in a little more detail. Events is the chamber calendar. Resources are things like videos such as this one, other tutorials, other education videos, basically just resources for members that are housed under that link, that page. Reports will give you some information on member visibility. So you can actually go back, as Mike was talking about all the different searches that we get on our website. Well, you can look at whether people are actually searching your profile and clicking on that. So if you're looking for like lead generation, that can be a useful tool to use. News is where we will post things like your news releases, local deals. We'll come back to all of that, but that's basically shared member news. And then settings will take you back to what we're going to cover here in a minute, which is pretty much everything under shortcuts. So just below that, you see the upcoming events. Now this is kind of an older slide, so this is back from December, but this is just one of the featured events coming up. To get to all of the events, you want to click on the events tab. And then just below that is the status bar for your member profile. So ideally, you want to get this to 100%, and we'll talk about why that's really important here in a minute. But if you just click on that green update box, it'll tell you exactly what still needs to be completed. So kind of make that a goal as you're getting yourself set up to try to get that as close to 100% as you can. And then Mike mentioned also referring a prospective chamber member. So there's a really easy way to do that. Just under that, you see refer a business for membership. Click that link. All we need is their contact information. You have the option to say whether or not you referred them. In terms of us reaching out to them and saying that you specifically recommended we contact them and send them some information on membership. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to include your name, but either way, if they do join, you then get a free e-blast. And again, those e-blasts go to our entire database. It's whatever information you want to send out, and it's a $75 to $125 value. So 75 if you design the graphic, 125 if we do it for you, which we can. But again, you get that free if you refer a member. So we've had several of those go around. I think Mike is the, prior to his president role, was the leader in that competition. In the center of your page, you have your main feed. There's a welcome message there. And then below that is where you can enter any information you want. Text, link, photo, video, whatever you want to put there, all the different members are going to be able to see it. So again, very similar to like LinkedIn or Facebook. It's basically your news feed. And then to the left of that is the box of shortcuts. And these are probably the fastest, easiest ways to access these links. The account information I'll talk a little bit more about in just a minute, but that's basically, or sorry, personal information is basically your account information. So things like passwords, display preferences, that kind of thing. Company information is really where you're going to want to spend all your time. We're going to come back to this in more detail, but this is what's going to display not only in the internal member directory, but also online on the public page. And again, for most people that join the chamber for more visibility, you really want to take advantage of this opportunity. And then below that, we have local deals. And we'll talk a little bit more about this, member-to-member deals, but these are promotions. They're free to post, free to share. They go out to all the members. They get posted on social media. So again, you know, valuable opportunities to share some information and promotions that you might be running. Also news releases and job postings. So if you're hiring, you're looking for to fill some positions, you know, we all kind of know that you tend to have better luck going through people you know. So that can be a great way to help get the word out when you're looking to hire. So this is your basic homepage. Going back up to personal information, you can see that this box is open here, and there's kind of some subcategories under that: profile, username, password, photo. So I would highly recommend going through and filling these out. Again, this is going to help you set your different preferences for your account and your display and so on. But there's two things I want to sort of point out here. Under display, or I'm sorry, under groups and interests, this is a great opportunity to sign up for, if you're interested in getting involved in working with nonprofit organizations. We have a nonprofit committee that we've recently launched, and they're really looking to connect with members and connect members with resources and businesses, and really try to find a way to work together. And so this is a great opportunity to kind of indicate that you're interested in doing that. And then we will sort of, we're still working this out, but the plan is to eventually have sort of an email distribution list, so that when there are opportunities for service with a nonprofit, then we're able to connect that with the members that are interested in providing those services or those donations, whatever it might be. So also, if you're interested in a committee, you can click any of those boxes. Still let us know that you've clicked the box, because we don't get notified. But if you're interested in getting more information about any of these committees, you can click the box, let us know, we'll connect you with the committee chair, and they can kind of walk you through what the committee does, and you can see if it's a good fit for you. And then back to the left-hand side under display preferences, some people like to have their, for example, their email available to other members, but they don't want to put it on the website. So this is where you would basically designate that you want to make maybe your cell phone or your email viewable to other members, but not on the public website. So I just wanted to mention that because I've had some people ask me, well, I thought I changed it, but it's still showing up, or it's, this isn't the right address. So just wanted to mention that's where you want to make those updates. So moving on to the next section, which is lots of anticipation.
Yes, on my computer.
The member profile, which
let's see, do I still need to go one more?
Yeah, one more.
There it is.
The company profile, I'm sorry, the company information. So this is actually, back. There we go. So if you do nothing else and you only have a few minutes to spare, this is what I recommend focusing on. Again, you're going to want to go section by section by section. And the reason for this is because the more complete your profile is, the better it's going to show on the public web page. And again, when people are searching, what they're looking for is information. So the more information you have and the easier it is to find and access, the more likely you're going to be able to connect with anybody who's looking for that kind of information or service or business. So definitely take the time to go through, and it's very self-explanatory, walks you through all the different boxes. You've got your profile summary, your organization information, employees, website information, categories. That's important because that's how people are going to find you if they are looking for a plumber. They're going to go to the website and they're just going to type plumber. Well, you want to make sure you're showing up under that category. Logos, photos, videos, and so on. And I'm going to go into some of these in a little more detail. You can also renew your membership online. So when it comes time to renew, you'll still get an invoice, but if you just want to renew it easily and quickly online, you can do that through this billing button, or we usually have a pay link it's a secure link that will allow you to pay directly as well. So let's go to this next slide, because this is going to talk a little bit more. So this is under the web description. Again, this is still under company information, but on web description, now think of this in terms of what's appearing on the public website. Your main description box is basically your about section. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to tell about your company and what you do. And then under that, you see search results description. This is a small kind of highlighted box that actually shows in the initial search on the public website. So if you want to add just a little bit of information that tells people a little bit more than just the name of your company in the general search before they click on your profile, this is where you'd want to add that. So what I'm recommending right now for companies that are maybe modifying their businesses or their services based on our current restrictions. If you're a restaurant and you're only offering to go, if you're only offering virtual services versus in person, this is something that you can easily keep updated so that people can see that information without having to click and click and click to get to it. So it's a great opportunity to again, differentiate yourself and provide value and information that people are looking for quickly and easily. And then below that, you can list your hours of operation and any other relevant information. Maybe you're, again, working virtually and have modified your hours. This would be a good place to note that so people can see that and are not kind of, questioning or confused. If you think about it when you're searching, if you see somebody is open and working remotely versus somebody who has no list of hours of operation, you're probably going to reach out first to the person who has updated information. So again, just another way that you can kind of stay connected with the people that are looking for you. So the next slide is the membership badge. And a lot of people join the Poway Chamber, again, for a lot of different reasons, but one of them, of course, is sort of having that credibility and being affiliated with a reputable organization. And so one way that you can proudly display that you're a member of the Poway Chamber of Commerce is with this membership badge. You can add it to your email signature. You can also add it to your website. So if you're doing a lot of virtual business right now, it's a great opportunity to build credibility instantly with people you may or may not have immediately connected with. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. It's one of the many features of our online portal here. So let's go to the next slide. And just real briefly, does anybody have any questions so far about what I've been covering? It's all pretty self-explanatory, but if you think of anything later, you can always reach out. So Mike talked about our free promotions, and two of those are local deals and member-to-member deals. So if you have a promotion that you're running, if you have a coupon that you're offering, this would be a great place to enter that information, and it gets not only posted on the internal member portal here, but local deals also get posted on our website. So for example, if I'm searching for on the website in the business directory, somebody to do an oil change, well, I will see that a particular company comes up and they're currently offering $10 off an oil change. So it's a great way to get your promotions out, and also to benefit the other members if you want to do a members to members deal. And that way you're kind of building your credibility within the membership, and offering specific promotions to members specifically. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but again, it's free. It does get posted on the website and in the portal, and I believe it's even cross-posted to social media. Of course, you're always welcome, if you are running a local deal, to make your own posts about it and link to it. But it will be on our website when you do that. So wanted to mention that sort of free tool as well. All right, so how do you add a local deal? So what you'll want to do is either click on local deals, or you can also access it through the news tab. And this is, first of all, you're going to see a feed of what the current local deals are. And again, this one's kind of old, but you get the idea. You can actually kind of change your results if you want to search for something specific. But to add a local deal, you just click that button at the top right that says add local deal, and it will walk you through all the different steps. You can add text, you can add graphics, links, videos, anything that you think is relevant for that particular promotion. Just keep in mind that when you save and submit the local deal, it does go through an approval process for admin, and usually it's not a problem. We just want to make sure that there's a start date and an end date, and basically all the information is complete. But it's usually within 24 hours it's approved, and then it gets posted live. And then if you need to go back and make changes, say you want to extend it, then you would just click on the manage local deals, and that will give you access to make any changes you need to make. All right, so next one. So news releases kind of works the same way. This is the purpose behind the news release would be something like a press release. So if you're a nonprofit and you have something specific, that an event coming up that you would normally submit a press release about, this would be another place where you could actually enter that information. And again, you can access it through the shortcuts on the left under news release or the news tab. And it's the same process. You click on add news release, you enter in the information, submit it for approval. It still goes through the approval process, but then once approved, it goes live. So, and we still recommend that you do, it goes live in our member portal, but if you want to share it externally, we still recommend that you post it in our Facebook group, and I'll talk about that in a minute as well. But we do want to encourage people to, to post in that area as well, because it gives you a little more visibility. Any questions so far? Are we good?
Amy, I got a
Okay,
question.
Dave.
Tell me a little bit about, and maybe you can give me some historical examples of the difference between a local deal and a member-to-member deal.
So a member-to-member deal is only for members. It doesn't get publicly listed. It's only listed here in the portal. And it would be, for example, if I had a car washing business and I wanted to offer other chamber members a $10 discount for using our car wash, then I would post that information there. If I want to offer it to anybody, because the searches that we get on our member directory, a lot of the people that are searching that are members of the public. So a member-to-member deal isn't going to show on our website for the general public. It's only accessible in the member portal, whereas the local deal is going to be available to anybody local or anybody really who's searching, who accesses that information on the website, or also for members if they want to take advantage of those deals as well. So one is just for members, one is for everybody. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, do the member-to-member deals go out in any communication to members, or they have to go find it on the portal?
Well, and that's why we recommend you cross-post on our members only Facebook group, because there's probably a little more actual engagement on that site as opposed to the portal. The portal is really a place to go for information. I mean, we'd love for you to be interacting there, but it's really, it does get posted on the portal, but I think the Facebook group tends to get probably a little more visibility in terms of interacting with other members. So yeah, that would be up to you though, to post it on the Facebook page. Okay.
Amy, I have a question.
Sure.
So for the e-blast, do we set that up with you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so if you are interested in doing an e-blast, you can reach out to any of us, but our marketing and communications person, Jessica Bello, she's the one who actually sends it out. And so it would be a matter of coordinating with her and making sure that she has all the information and that payments received if it's going to be a paid service, unless there's been a referral and you've earned a free one. But yeah, Jessica is jessica@poway.com, and she's the one who sends those out. So if you needed to reach out to me, I can connect you with her, or you can approach her directly. But that's the best way to get that process started, and then she will kind of, work with you to get it finalized and put it in the queue so that we're not overwhelming inboxes either. We don't want to do that. So make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And I have one more question. For the member spotlight, are you allowed to do that more than once, or is it just like one and done?
Well, so I would say, Mike, you can weigh in on this. We are trying to give everybody ample opportunity to apply to be member spotlight, and we'll talk about this for those of you who are wondering what a member spotlight is. We'll talk about it in a minute, but basically we feature a member who has sort of completed a questionnaire featured on our website and in social media and our newsletters. So I would say, I think we just had somebody who did it for the second time, but I think there was maybe a year in between. So I think we just want to make sure, because we only have the opportunity to run the member spotlight every couple weeks. So I don't know, I don't know that we have a hard and fast policy on that, Mike, do you?
No, I think you hit that exactly right. And Kamisha, in your case, I know you did change or add a different position and chose to maintain your membership, which is great. So I would say submit it again. It can't hurt to submit it again. If we need to hold you in the queue for a while, we will. But yeah, do it again for your new position and get back in the queue.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Mike brings up a good point. If we have more applications than we have spots for, then we just put it, we line them up. So, we just want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity that's interested. So, and we'll come back to that to explain how that works for those of you who are wondering. But is that good? Are we okay to move on? Yeah? Okay. So now we are looking at the member directory. So again, this is the second button there at the top. This is the member directory, and there's a lot you can do with this page. You can search by keywords. And so say you're looking for somebody who does printing. That might be a keyword you could use. You can search by category. Again, you could search printing or signs or whatever it might be, subcategories and so on. You can also search by, say you met somebody, but you can't remember their name, or you can't remember the company they were with. You can search their name in that main search box there. You can search by groups. So there's a lot of different ways that you can find members to connect. On the left-hand side, you can see you can even search by committee. So say you're thinking you might want to join a committee, you're not really sure, you'd like to maybe reach out to a member or two of that committee to see what their experience is. You know, you can click on that, see who the members are that are involved in those committees, and reach out to them. So again, lots of ways to connect with members. Now, to get the actual contact information, each member has their own entry. And so you can see that it starts with the name of the company, and you can click on that to get more information about the company itself, and also contact information, general contact information for the company. And again, this is all part of what's entered in that company profile, which is why it's important that it gets completed, because when other members are trying to connect with you, you want to make sure they can find you. And then you've got a little bit of the about section showing. And then under that, you'll see that there are representatives listed. And each one of those representatives are people that are designated as being part of that business. And so each one of those have their own contact information. So if you are trying to find a phone number or an email for somebody who works with a 7 Spheres, for example, you could click on, well, actually, that's not a good example. Let's say for us, 4J's Ranch. If I wanted to get John MacGyver's phone number, then I would click on John MacGyver and his contact information would come up. So if there are particular members that you're trying to connect with, this is a great way to get their information. And there's lots of little, you know, icons and things that allow you to share by email or give reviews, that kind of stuff. So, you know, when you have some time, I would click around and kind of get to know how the directory works, because there are a lot of other things it can do for you. But generally speaking, this is the best way to get the contact information for other members, and also why you want to make sure your information is complete. So let's go to the next page. Next slide. Okay. So events. So here's a really valuable member benefit, and that is that the chamber calendar on the public Poway.com events page also can display other events that are entered by members. So if you're a member, and for example, if you are a nonprofit and you've got an event coming up, a fundraising event, and you want to get that information out to the community, you could enter the event so that it could display on the public website. And obviously, we want to make sure these events are geared towards the community, and that they're, how would you describe events for the general public, Mike? Just something that's more public focused. It wouldn't be like an open house if you're a realtor, but something that would benefit the community as a whole.
Yeah, and it's kind of a judgment call, and we'd invite you to, you know, if you're not sure, to submit it and reach out to us. You know, if it doesn't get posted, people have been taking advantage of it more. And so, yeah, I mean, there's not any real hard and fast rules. It just kind of has to make sense. I mean, for instance, we've, as you describe it, doesn't necessarily include the auctions for North County auctions yet. We've been allowing those. So a bit of a judgment call, and you're the member and you're paying your money. So I'd say if there's a doubt, push the envelope, and if we have to push back on you, we will. But we don't want, you know, the calendar getting too junked up or busy, even though we can show you how to filter that. But so yeah, you know, with all of it, it's just, it needs to make sense.
And I don't have a slide on how to filter that, but that actually brings me to a really good point here. On the left-hand side where it says sort events by category, there is a Chamber of Commerce category. So if you're looking either at the internal calendar or the calendar on the public website, if you search by the category Chamber of Commerce, that will show you only the Chamber's events. If you have all of the categories displayed, it will show you all of the events. So that includes member events as well. But maybe if there's time at the end, we can show you what that looks like.
I was just gonna say that exactly.
Yeah, so this is the events page. Basically, it's the primary calendar visibly you'll see on the poway.com. But this will show you all the events that we have coming up. Again, you can search those events. You can access events you've registered for. You can sort whatever it is you want to do that helps you track. One thing I do recommend is when you do register for an event, and that registration process usually takes place on the public side of the calendar. You usually get an email that confirms your registration, and then in there is usually a link to add it to your calendar. I highly recommend that you click that link and add any events that you register for to your calendar, so that you are not having to figure out what you're registered for and when. But if you need to look, you can always look here as well. You can also sign up for reminder emails just prior to the event. So some helpful tools to kind of keep you organized there. And then, of course, if you click on any of those events, it'll open it up and give you more information on exactly what the event is. And then I think the next, so this is when you're actually adding an event to the calendar. Again, like the other sort of submissions, there are a lot of fields to complete, but you want to make sure, particularly with calendar events, that you go through and make sure everything is entered. You're absolutely welcome to include graphics, flyers, links, video, anything to kind of help promote your event. You can all submit it here on this page. And then when you're done, you want to submit for approval. You can save the draft, but we won't see that until you submit it. So once it's submitted for approval, it'll go through the approval process with the admin team. And then once it's published, it goes live on our calendar. So any questions about any of that? We're good? All right, so for those of you who live off your phone, there is an app. It's called Member Plus, and it will have you, I believe, designate Poway Chamber as your chamber. It'll give you access to the member feed, the member directory, the calendar. It's not super user-friendly, but again, for those of you who really prefer to stay mobile with things, this is definitely a tool you'll want to have on your smartphone. And then we have, next slide. So this is looking at poway.com, and there are lots of, if you haven't taken the time to go through the website, you really should, because there's some good information there, but this is looking at the business directory. You'll see why I really kind of emphasize the importance of filling out your profile here in just a minute. But on the left-hand side, we have the search box. So you can search by members or by category. Below that are the new members that have recently joined. So this is an older slide. Don't worry if you're not on here. But it kind of scrolls through. So as new members join, the old ones drop off. But in the default setting is that categories are alphabetical. So unless you search otherwise, the initial display is by category. Once you are finding the business that you're looking for, which is the next slide, this is what a business page is going to look like. Now I use this example because it's very thorough and complete, and has a lot of good examples in it. So you can see there's a logo at the top. If you have a logo, you want to make sure that's visible. There's a good section on about, there's highlights, there's media. So again, here you have this opportunity to add video, images, links, information, and the more information you can add, I think the more likely people are to contact you. You have on the left-hand side, you can add your hours of operation, a link to your website, to your social media accounts. You've got those little icons in the top right-hand corner that allow you to share the page, and in other ways, email and print and so on. So again, this is a really good example of why you want a complete page, because a lot of information is kind of at their fingertips. For some businesses, it's just a sentence or two, and that's it. And a phone number and maybe an address. So it's a great way to differentiate yourself, and a valuable marketing tool that comes with your membership. So the next slide is, obviously this is a lot of information. If you want to kind of review what your benefits are as a member, member services is a great tab on the website to sort of take you to the different areas. We talked about promotional opportunities, networking. One of the things we talked a little bit about is committees. And so if you want to go to the next slide. When you click on committees, it shows you basically a list of the committees, what their purpose is, who the chair is for that committee, and their contact information. So if you're just wanting to get a little general information, here's a good place to start. And then if you're interested, feel free to reach out to the committee chairs or one of us, and we can connect you to get you situated with getting involved with a committee. And then the next slide is the member spotlight. So if you go to poway.com, one of the things that's prominently displayed on our homepage is the member spotlight. And again, this is a free opportunity that's included in your membership. It's a feature with a series of questions that the member answers, and they submit those along with a photo. It gets featured not only on the website, but also on our newsletter. It gets posted to social media. It's really, really good exposure, and we'd love when our members link to that as well, because then you're reaching a wider audience. But it's a really valuable opportunity. It's free of charge. Anybody can do it. All you have to do is apply. And the way you apply is you go to the current member spotlight, scroll down about halfway through, or just below the current spotlights, about halfway down the page. And then it's an online form. You fill it out right then and there. We'll follow up with any other questions or information that we have, and then it gets published or put in the queue depending on who's waiting. So that's a really valuable tool. If you haven't taken advantage of it, I highly recommend you do. And then the next slide. So this is the Facebook members only group that I mentioned. If you haven't asked to join, I highly recommend that you do. Again, this is where you're able to connect directly. It's a private group, so you're able to connect directly with other Poway Chamber members. And it's great, share your thoughts, your questions, your promotions. It's a really good way to interact and, connect with other members, especially now when we're kind of forced to be so virtual. It's a really good opportunity to stay connected with people and kind of share what you're doing and have a good exchange of thoughts and other opportunities that are coming up. So definitely take advantage of that. And then our last slide is really just to kind of finalize, making sure you are maximizing your membership by staying connected, using the member portal, the online tools. We send out 3 emails a week. The first email is usually the chamber update. Midweek is the member newsletter, and then Fridays is the community newsletter. So make sure you're on the email list, open those emails. There's really good information coming out. So I highly recommend that you make sure you take a look at that. And of course, getting involved, attending mixers and events. We have a great opportunity to give educational presentations. So if you have an area of expertise that you'd like to speak about and share with others, let me know. I'd love to connect you with our education chair and see if we can arrange a time for you to give a presentation to our members. And then Mike talked a lot about sponsorship and committees. And then, of course, just being a resource. The more we can be a resource to each other, especially now, the better off we'll all be. So just to keep our business listings up to date, making sure we're staying engaged with other members. And, you know, the more that you can post and share and link, the wider audience that you'll reach. And ultimately, you'll be able to grow your business even faster. So that's most of what I have. Any other questions by anybody?
Amy, I had a question for you.
Sure.
The connection with the Facebook account.
Uh-huh.
Would you suggest doing that through? I have a Facebook page for Cinderella's Attic and my personal one. Would you suggest doing it through? Does it matter which one I do it through? Because I check mine a lot more often, but I also don't.
Yeah.
I also want people to know what I'm affiliated with. So.
And that's a really good question, because I'm trying to remember. It might. Does it allow you to even join as a page? It might require that you join as a person as opposed to a business page.
Okay, well, that makes it easier.
Yeah, but it's really, I mean, it's your preference. You know, if you're on there more often, you think you'll get more out of it on a personal level, then definitely. And I can double check and let you know if pages are allowed to join, because I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
If that's the case. It seems like it's mostly individuals.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? All right. Well, you guys know how to reach me. We're semi-remote. Even though we're in the office, we're not technically open. So you're welcome to give us a call at the office, but email's usually best. And Amy, AIMEE @chamber.com is my email directly. Otherwise, Amy at Poway.com, chamber at Poway.com is our general mailbox, and that'll get you to whoever you need to connect with. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I think I'm good.
Thank you all so much for attending. We appreciate you joining and participating. And anything at all, like Amy said, reach out to the office or to her or to me, Mike at Poway.com. We really appreciate you. Any feedback, anything at all, we're here to serve you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a great day.
Thanks for coming. You too.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day. See you soon. Check that calendar. Thank you. Bye-bye.